The first scream is so soft, so fragile, that Ranger Aiden Hale almost mistakes it for the wind. The dawn is still young, the grass still cold with dew, and the sun is only a faint ripple on the horizon. He pauses mid-step, lifts his head, and listens again. There it is, a whimper, weak, trembling, almost lost in the endless savanna. Aiden tightens his grip on his binoculars and pushes forward. He's walked this stretch of land 1,000 times. But today something feels different, the kind of different that makes his heartbeat jump a little faster. Then he sees a tiny fawn, barely a few days old, lying on its side in the tall grass. One leg is twisted in the wrong direction, limp and useless. Its breathing is shallow, its eyes wide, glazed with fear. And just a few feet away, a cheetah, not stalking, not crouched, not preparing for a kill. No, she's lying beside the fawn, curled protectively around it like a mother shielding her newborn. Aiden stops cold. What in the world? The cheetah's coat glows gold in the early light, her muscles tense but unmoving. She isn't touching the fawn, but she is close enough to feel every shiver of its tiny body. Her tail flicks once, warning any predator who even thinks about approaching. This is wrong. This is impossible. This should be a hunt, not a vigil. Aiden sinks slowly into the grass, heart pounding that he recognizes her instantly. Suri, a 4-year-old female known for her speed and fierce independence. She lost her last litter of cubs to hyenas. Since then, she's been different, quiet, unpredictable, lonely. But this? Aiden has never seen anything like this. The fawn lets out another thin cry. Suri lifts her head, ears pricking, and does something that turns Aiden's blood to ice. She nudges the fawn, gently, tenderly, like she's urging it to stay awake. Is she comforting it? Aiden whispers that he watches, unable to blink. The fawn's mother is nowhere in sight. Maybe killed by predators, maybe separated in the night storms. And now this helpless baby has only hours, maybe minutes, before scavengers circle, but somehow, impossibly, the most dangerous animal here has become its guardian. Suri rises to her feet and looks around sharply. Every muscle goes rigid. Aiden lowers himself further. He knows what that stance means. She senses danger. A shadow moves in the distance. Hyenas. 3 of them. Their whining calls drift across the plains as they trot toward the scent of weakness. The fawn whimpers again. Suri steps in front of it. Aiden's heart catches in his throat. There is no universe where a lone cheetah chooses to fight hyenas. Cheetahs run. They don't stand their ground. They don't defend anything except their cubs. But today, she isn't running. The hyenas slow, spotting the odd pair. Confusion flickers across their faces, replaced by greedy anticipation. Suri snarls, short, sharp, vicious. A warning. The hyenas circled Aiden's pulse hammers. If he intervenes too soon, he could disrupt a natural process. If he waits too long, both animals could die. He inches his hand toward the radio. But something stops him. Suri moves closer to the fawn, lowering her head in front of its tiny body like a shield. The fawn presses into her belly. Trembling, Aiden's breath breaks. No, she's protecting it. The hyenas inch forward, baring their teeth, laughter bubbling from their throats. Suri explodes. The savanna blurs as she launches herself forward. Claws out, fangs bared. A scream ripping from her throat, so fierce it silences even the hyenas. Aiden has seen thousands of cheetah chases, but he has never seen a cheetah fight. She slashes across the nearest hyena's muzzle. It yelps and stumbles back. The others lunge. She twists, leaps, and knocks one sideways. She is outmatched, outnumbered, and smaller than all 3 combined. But she moves with the fury of a mother defending her child. Even though this isn't her child, the hyenas regroup. Suri stands between them and the fawn, panting, bleeding from a shoulder gash, body trembling, but her eyes burning, unyielding, alive with something Aiden hasn't seen in her since she lost her cubs. Purpose. The hyenas hesitate, confused by her refusal to flee. She snarls again, a deep, warning rumble that vibrates across the dirt, and then they back away, defeated, frustrated, growling among themselves as they disappear into the long grass. Suri stays frozen, chest heaving, until the last one vanishes. Then she turns back to the fawn. Aiden feels his vision blur. The scene in front of him is so raw, So impossible, so heartbreakingly beautiful that he forgets to breathe. Suri lowers her head and nuzzles the fawn's injured leg. The tiny creature tries to stand, but collapses instantly. She circles it once, twice, and lies down beside it. Not leaving, not hunting, not moving, just staying. Aiden whispers, "Why, Suri? Why this fawn?" And then the truth hits him. She wasn't comforting prey. She was grieving what she lost and protecting what someone else might lose that a mother's heart never forgets. Aiden crawls forward an inch and stops when Suri's eyes snap toward him. She growls softly, but not aggressively, not violently, like she's warning him to be careful. That he lifts both palms slowly. "It's okay, girl. I'm here to help." But Suri stays glued to the fawn. Aiden knows what that means, that if he tries to touch the baby, she might attack. This isn't just instinct anymore. This is adoption. A bond, as impossible as the sunrise happening in reverse. Aiden's radio crackles, startling him. He immediately lowers the volume. One wrong noise could spook her into running. Or worse, fighting. He whispers into it, "Shelly, I need backup and a transport crate. Priority emergency. South Ridge, Sector 9. Shelly responds, "Copy that." "What kind of emergency?" Aiden glances at Suri, resting her head protectively over the fawn's back. "You're not going to believe me." Suri watches him carefully, ears twitching, muscles ready to spring if he makes the wrong move. Aiden stays still. 10 minutes pass. Then 15. Then 30. The sun climbs higher, warming the plains. The fawn's breathing grows weaker. Every time its body shivers, Suri licks the top of its head, making soft chirps reserved only for her cubs. Aiden's chest tightens painfully. "Come on, little one. Stay with us." Behind him, an engine hums in the distance. Aiden signals for them to cut it. A rescue team emerges silently through the grass. Shelly and two others. Shelly's eyes widen at the sight. "Oh my God." Aiden whispers, "Stay low. Move slow. No sudden noises." The team spreads out, but Suri sees them instantly. She rises to her feet, shoulders stiff, tail swishing side to side. A deep growl vibrates through her chest. Aiden steps forward and kneels. "Suri, it's okay. You're doing good. We're here to help your baby." He says it softly, slowly, reassuringly. The cheetah flicks her gaze between Aiden, the fawn, and the rescuers. Her muscles shake, not with aggression, with fear. She thinks they're trying to take her adopted cub away. Aiden extends a hand, not touching, just letting her smell the air around it. "I won't hurt them. I promise." The wind shifts. Suri inhales his scent, familiar, calm, steady. Then something extraordinary happens. She steps aside, just one step, small, careful, but it is permission, the first sliver of trust she has ever offered a human. Aiden nods once to the team. "Let's save the baby." And just as Shelly reaches for the fawn, Suri lies down beside it again, refusing to leave, refusing to let go, refusing to stop fighting for a life that isn't even hers. And what happens next will shake Aiden and the entire sanctuary to their core. The moment Shelly's fingers brush the fawn's tiny shoulder, Suri snaps upright. A crackling growl rips from her throat, sharp enough to freeze everyone in place. Her body stiffens, tail twitching aggressively. The message is clear. Be careful. She's mine. Aiden lifts his hands slowly, palms forward. "Easy, girl, easy. We aren't taking them away. We're helping." Suri's amber eyes dart between Shelly, the fawn, and Aiden. A mix of desperation and determination swirls in them. A mother's panic wearing a predator's mask. She leans forward, placing her body protectively over the fawn again. Shelly swallows hard. "What do we do?" "She won't let us touch it." Aiden thinks fast. "We let her decide. She needs to feel included. If she thinks we're stealing the baby, this goes bad." He kneels again, keeping his movements slow and deliberate. He doesn't reach for the fawn. He reaches out to Suri instead, but still at a safe distance. "It's okay, Suri. You're doing an amazing job. But the baby needs more help than you can give." Her ears flick, uncertain. She shifts her weight but doesn't attack. Aiden leans in a little closer. "Let us help you. Help them." The wind stirs. Suri inhales, her chest rising with a shaky breath. Then, with a soft chirp, the same sound she used with her lost cubs, she nudges the fawn toward Aiden. The entire team gasps. A cheetah, offering her baby. To humans, that Aiden's throat tightens. He inches forward, watching Suri's body language like a hawk. She stays tense, but she doesn't block him, doesn't growl, doesn't strike. She hovers anxiously, her head low as if urging him to hurry. Aiden gently slides one hand under the fawn's belly. Suri flinches, but doesn't interfere. Then the moment breaks. The fawn lets out a tiny cry of pain. Suri freezes. Her eyes widen. She steps forward, paws trembling. Aiden whispers, "It's all right. We've got them. You've done everything you can." Slowly, Suri pulls back again. Her jaw clenches as if she's fighting the urge to pick the fawn up herself. Instead, she circles Aiden, her tail brushing the ground, chirping anxiously. The message is heartbreaking in its clarity. "Save my baby. Please," Shelley signals the team. "Crate now." They move the small transport crate forward, hiding it behind their bodies to avoid alarming Suri. Aiden lifts the fawn carefully, noting the twisted leg and shallow breaths. It's worse than he thought. The fawn's heartbeat is faint, weak. Slipping to Aiden places the fawn into soft blankets inside the crate. Suri steps beside him, so close he can feel her breath on his arm. His pulse spikes, but he keeps steady. Shelley whispers, "We need to close it." Suri looks at the crate, then back at Aiden. Her tail trembles. She doesn't understand why the baby must go inside. Aiden kneels beside her. "It's safer in here. I promise." She watches him, heartbroken, confused, but trusting enough to step aside. The crate door clicks shut. Suri lets out a sharp chirp, the sound of a mother whose baby is being carried. A weight digs straight into Aiden's chest. The team lifts the crate and starts retreating slowly. Aiden keeps walking backward, facing Suri the whole time, and she follows, every step, every turn. Every few seconds she circles to look at the crate, her body tense, pacing anxiously. Shelley murmurs, "She's coming all the way with us, isn't she?" Aiden nods. She thinks it's her baby. She's not leaving it. When they reach the rescue truck, Suri leaps onto the tailgate before anyone can react. The team freezes. Suri stands over the crate, shoulders hunched, staring down through the bars at the tiny, injured fawn. Aiden approaches slowly. "We can't move her. If she wants to come, let her. She won't hurt anyone. Not right now." He climbs in beside her, and Shelley starts the engine. The ride is tense and strangely beautiful. Suri stays low beside the crate, her tail curled protectively around it. Every time the fawn whimpers, she lets out a soft chirp, soothing, encouraging. A mother's voice. When they reach the Wildlife Rehab Center, rangers form a wide circle, watching as Suri steps gracefully out of the truck, still guarding the crate. She refuses to let it out of her sight. Inside the treatment room, they attempt to move the fawn to the exam table. But Suri blocks the door, low growl. Ears flat, muscles tight. Aiden steps forward. "Suri, we need to help them. You have to let us." He opens the crate door. The fawn's head lolls weakly. Suri leans in, sniffing it urgently, her breath shaking. The vet approaches, but Suri's head snaps up immediately. Aiden whispers, "Let me try." He extends both hands again, letting her smell them. "You trusted me once out there. Trust me again." Suri blinks slowly, then steps back. It is the highest honor a wild predator can give a human. Aiden lifts the fawn and places it on the warm exam table. The vet begins working quickly, cleaning wounds, setting the fractured leg, attaching fluids. The entire time, Suri paces along the glass barrier, watching intensely, chirping in distress when the fawn cries. 2 hours pass. Finally, the vet removes his gloves. "She'll live. It's a miracle, but she'll live." Aiden turns to Suri with a relieved smile. She presses her forehead against the glass, staring at the fawn sleeping peacefully under a heat lamp. She didn't just save the baby. She gave it a future. Days pass, then weeks, and the strangest, sweetest routine forms. Every morning, Suri appears outside the rehabilitation window. She sits there quietly as the fawn eats, stretches, and begins to stand on its healed leg. Workers leave food for her at a distance, and she always takes it, but never leaves before checking on her adopted child. The bond defies every rule of nature. Predator, prey, not a pair, but somehow a family. Then one morning, the fawn, now healthy, strong, and quick on its feet, presses its nose against the glass. Looking for the cheetah, Suri chirps in reply. Aiden whispers. Today's the day. The release pin is set up at the edge of the savannah. Aiden gently guides the fawn toward the open space while Suri watches from a distance. Tail twitching nervously. The gate opens. The fawn steps out first. Then Suri steps forward. She sniffs the little creature from head to hoof, then nudges it lightly toward the tall grass. The fawn takes a few unsure steps, then looks back. Suri touches its side with her paw. Go. Live, the fawn bounds away, clumsy but excited, disappearing into a herd of other zebra foals. Aiden wipes his eyes. Suri, you did it. Suri watches the herd for a long, long time. Her tail still, her head high. No sadness, no fear, just peace. She turns her amber eyes toward Aiden one last time and gives a single, soft chirp. Goodbye. Thank you. We're okay now. Then she slips silently into the savannah, her body gliding through the golden grass until she becomes part of the landscape once again. For weeks after, every ranger swears they sometimes see a cheetah sitting on a distant ridge, watching the zebra herd with quiet pride, watching her miracle, watching her baby. Because sometimes the wildest creatures have the softest hearts, and sometimes the fiercest predator becomes the gentlest guardian. And what Suri did that day, no one will ever forget.